Welcome back to the Wizard. I'm still here, I think.
I don't know. Unlike this time, I'm not going to open with anything like dark or edgy. No, just going to say, like, literally, like, within sort of like the last 10, like half hour or so before we start recording, they announced the death of the Queen Elizabeth. It's like, that's actually surprisingly sad. I'll still find some edgy shit.
It's fine.
I'll find some edgy shit to say later.
It's fine. I'll do it. I guess the wires of the Bernie's bit broke or something. They couldn't get replacement in time.
That's not even. If you're gonna make a joke like that, it's not even that fun. You got to be a bit. It's got to be something with a bit more shock value. It's like, as I said, it's just genuinely quite sad. I've kind of, as I said, I've been thinking about it. She's definitely someone who's, regardless of stance of views
okay,
on like
fine.
monarchy
I can go darker. I can go darker. Fine. She was a devoted cousin to her husband. Is that better?
Actually, I don't think they were cousins. Well, like not actually related cousins. It's complicated. As I said, it's just, I think regardless of anything else, she's someone who's definitely worthy of respect for the things she's done over, 96 years of life.
I don't really
she
know.
She drove fucking ambulance.
I don't really know.
She drove ambulances.
It's fine.
She drove ambulances.
It's a very special episode now.
I'm just saying, she drove. I was trying to say she drove ambulances in World War II, and she was on radio doing support for the troops or whatever back in World War II, and got thrust into being queen at 25 or something ridiculous.
Am I interrupting something?
No.
You think how many of she's had sisters and her sister died 20 years ago.
Yeah, just, congratulations.
As I said before recording, she met so many
good luck with that.
Influential and famous figures throughout history, and she's the head of state for all countries in the Commonwealth.
No kidding. Watch yourself out there tonight.
Genuinely quite sad.
Yeah, but is she Eugene from WWE?
Nikolai Volkov and the Iron Sheik. I ran #1.
Anyway, now that we've got that out of the way, because I'm sure I'll still be talking about it next week because funeral will be closer by then. But not helps this episode comes out in 3 weeks' time. But anyway, if you want current shit, so I don't know if you heard about the whole thing that happened at AEW.
I know something with CM Punk.
So I don't know the full
in this
story.
Game actually too.
Probably. So I don't know the full story. I just know the basic gist of it because I got it from my friends who actually follow wrestling. But apparently, CM Punk, there's been a whole bunch of backroom drama shit building forever, and CM Punk went on this massive tirade to the media / reporters saying about how he, is the best and etc. Criticised, I think it was Colt Coburn or something, about sharing a bank account with his mum. Which is weird flex, but okay.
I mean, honestly,
and all of that happened. And then seemingly unrelated to that, a guy called Ace Steel got in a backroom brawl where he hit someone with a chair and he bit someone else.
Fun! Didn't know they let Mike Tyson in.
Well, I don't think Mike Tyson ever hit someone with a chair.
Yet.
He did bite his ear off, though.
Actually, that's not fair to Mike Tyson.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson's actually, these days, actually a pretty good guy.
Well... probably calmed down a lot more.
Yeah, no, he did. He definitely did.
Still a bit of a shitty thing to fight someone's ear
Oh,
off.
yeah. But, I mean, how many years ago is that now? As fucked up as it sounds.
Hard to say, but yeah, I think it was the 80s. So let's say he did it, but
it is
not 100%. Not super.
It's a good chance.
I'm not super up to date on boxing.
It's a good chance it was before either of us were born.
As I said, I'm not also super into boxing, so.
But yeah, CM Punk, I think doesn't surprise me because, I've enjoyed watching him, but he is an ego fucking maniac. Someone made a joke saying this is the equivalent of hiring Vegeta and then being surprised that he's looking down upon all the other wrestlers, or all the And like someone did like a whole joke with that, with like Tony Khan doing it, saying like, yeah, we're surprised that Vegeta was so difficult to work with, even though the fans like him.
It's just funny because CM Punk also made like a big show about standing with your colleagues and co-workers and etc. Like really went on this massive trip about how much you need to show respect to your colleagues, and then
then he does
decides I'm just going to go on this massive ego trip and have a backroom brawl that, as far as I can tell, is seemingly unrelated, but also not. I don't know.
I'm fighting Christian now.
I tell you, King.
Christian
and Edge.
Just watching these superstars compete. I know what you mean, JR. I don't think most people appreciate what incredible athletes these
Scott Steiner in this game.
You know what? I'll check after the match. I'll go to the menus and go to Expedition. I'll look who's in it. I know CM Punk is in there because this is the era when Punk was around in WWE. If not, it might be a year off.
I only asked because Steiner cut like what is probably my favourite wrestling promo of all time. Even better than the one that destroyed a guy's career, I think.
I still think my favorite promos are just anytime they decide to give a hot mic to Macho Man.
Nah, I don't know. The one where Scott Steiner's just going through the map on why he's statistically.
I mean, that is a good one. That is a really good one. But I mean, but if we're going to talk about consistency, it's Macho Man.
Yeah, but we're not talking about consistency.
But cream of the crop is better. I'm just going to say it. Cream of the crop is better.
What are you saying? Steiner's a genetic freak, and he's not normal.
But he's not the cream of the crop. And the cream always rises to the top.
Look, if you go
there's nothing you can do about that.
You have a 50-50 chance of winning, except for Scott Steiner, because he's not normal. He's a genetic freak. So he actually has a 75% chance of winning.
Listen, it's good. I just prefer cream of the crop. Like it's not like we're arguing like who's does better promos, and we're putting Roman Reigns up there or something like an idiot. None of us are doing that.
I thought I'd pick the winner before the match.
Or Ronda Rousey.
She do promos? I thought she just beat up spouses.
No. She also hates people who are trans. She really hates them.
Yeah, that sounds about right for Ronda Rousey. Man, remember when people wanted her to be Captain Marvel?
I didn't.
And good thing they'll never hire someone controversial who will put their foot in their mouth and get in a lot of trouble to be Captain Marvel, and therefore ruin any chance at Marvel having its own like Wonder Woman equivalent. Ha 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 ha. Oh wait.
They just went to the other extreme. When you think about it.
I guess in actual gaming news, I forget if I finished it, but I finished Xenoblade Chronicles 3 finally.
Oh, nice.
It's alright. I like it overall. I think it definitely has like too many like side quests that happen.
I want to get at some point, but there's a lot of games on my docket, and even like if we're going down the route of RPGs I want to play, it's not as high as other ones. Hell, the RPG I'm kind of playing on my own right now is an old one,
looks like they've decided to slow the match down.
I was gonna say Tactics, since that was the name of the game.
But at the moment, I'm trying to play Scarlet Nexus. I'm not really getting super far into it. What I am playing more on though is I'm replaying the original Ape Escape, which might be my favorite PS1 game of all time.
It's really good. Like, heck, actually, depending on my mood, I'll either tell you Ape Escape 1 or 2 is my favorite.
I say I overall prefer Ape Escape 1, but I think Ape Escape 2 is better.
I think if
Ape
we had
Escape 2 has...
Go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say, I think Ape Escape 2, from my memory, has more quality of life changes I like, but I think Ape Escape 1 is overall just a slightly more solid game.
Yeah, so I think if you were to make the perfect Ape Escape game, what you do is you take the boss fights from Ape Escape 2, and you take the level design and theming from 1. And then you have the perfect Ape Escape game. Unfortunately, we never got that Ape Escape.
Well, I think...
I mean, I like 3.
It's fine. Like, I think 3 just kind of suffers from... not really suffers, but it's like the costume change gimmick is fine, but it's not like overall that exciting. It's not like exciting enough on its own, and then a lot of it does just kind of feel like, okay, well we're just kind of like, I think part of the problem with Ape Escape is like the sequels is it definitely had like we're just sort of retreading ground we've already covered in like the first game, because like I like Spectre, but I'll say this, I actually think Spectre got a lot worse after the first game.
Yeah. I mean, I did I would say Matoki from 3. I did enjoy him.
Yeah, he was fine, but and prior to this, it's meant to be alleviated by the inclusion of the Freaky Monkey 5. But I don't know. I think as far as things like having Ape Escape 2, where all the it's like, oh, you captured all these monkeys. Well, they're all escaped at the end when you beat the game for the first time. So you have to go back and catch every single monkey again, versus Ape Escape 1 being like, well, we've got to go back and just catch all the monkeys that you missed.
Eugene's completely distracted as usual.
I think an ideal world would be we get a brand new Ape Escape with, like, modern graphics and some more modern design sensibilities, and it would be well, just great, because you don't need to worry about any of the sort of stupid story stuff, because all you need to do is just go and catch some fucking monkeys causing trouble.
Yeah.
I don't know, as I said, I kind of been thinking about it, because a friend of mine wanted a list of like PlayStation 1 games to play, so I had to like run for, the only sort of caveat was that not that he didn't like RPGs, but he like played a lot, so I had to like run through a list. Yeah, so I had to run through a list, and my list was like, okay, Ape Escape, sort of the Legacy Arcade games that are all...
It's a shame, because that means you can't put in like Breath of Fire 3 and 4.
Well, there were a lot of games I would have put in, so as I said, I put in Ape Escape, the two Legacy Arcade games on PS1, Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3, Dino Crisis 1 and 2, Silent Hill, Medieval. Actually, while I was thinking of it, I actually remembered Bugs Bunny Lost in Time.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Which I think might actually be one of those random underrated gems from the PlayStation 1 era, because I never hear anyone talk about it. It was definitely like a fun game from my childhood.
I'd have to think about it in terms of the PS1 games that, which ones are my absolute favorites. If I was a really...
Where's this about favorite? Oh, obviously Spider-Man 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They're great. I actually also put Sheepdog and Wolf, which I don't know if you've ever played.
No, I do know of it.
It's just this kind of like sort of fun puzzle platformer kind of deal. I was also thinking, as I said, since RPGs were out, I couldn't really suggest things like Parasite Eve or Legend of Dragoon.
Hey, Parasite Eve is like that weird kind of like borderline one.
Well, it is more RPG, and it does have the length of like an RPG, but it's got...
I just looked. Yeah, this is before CM Punk. Who's the other one that we were gonna look up?
I don't remember. Fuck.
Well, shit. But yeah, no CM Punk.
I'll run through to see if I'll go back through and see if I can be reminded.
Hey, look, it's Randy Orton, a wrestler who I've never understood why he was a top Carter, and I've always thought he was very mid.
Right, it was Scott Steiner.
Oh yeah, hold on. So he might be. Did they separate the Legends? No, Scott Steiner is not. Oh wait, hold on. I forgot they separate the Legends. No, Scott Steiner is not in this game.
Sad.
The Legends that they have in this game are Andre, Bret Hart, British Bulldog, three different versions of Hogan, Jake the Snake, Jimmy Hart, Junkyard Dog, Mankind, The Rock, Steve Austin, Ted DiBiase.
Man, Mick Foley, one of the all-time greats that everyone likes. One of the few all-time greats that everyone likes.
It's true.
To be fair, Jake the Snake is also on that list, but I always feel uncomfortable talking about Jake the Snake, because there's an episode of Dark Side of the Ring that just goes into his whole family history. It's really fucked up.
But
Their father was like super abusive and really disgusting.
actually, like the PS1 games, I know I guess my most controversial take when it comes to like the Parappa the Rapper stuff was I always preferred Montgomery Lammy.
I didn't suggest any Parappa the Rappers. I don't think anyone else in the game suggested
Eugene's uncle Eric
Parappa the
Bishop
Rapper either.
has a history of trying to crush Eugene's spirits.
I
Oh,
think
Tenchu.
what else I might
I
do.
like the
The life
Tenchu
itself,
1 and 2.
and the fact that I can't defend
Oh,
my
yeah.
heart is a perfect excuse
I did actually wind up looking up like
hurt
sort of these
again.
But
sort of
filling
like
in
top
for you
20,
as
top
tag
50
team
lists to
champion,
get like a
that's a
thing.
huge
And the fact that
responsibility.
on so many of them I
Don't do
didn't
this.
see Ape
You
Escape
might as
on,
well hand the
I was
titles to those
genuinely
miserable
disgusted.
That is
dogs, Ed and
disgusting.
Christian. I don't know about you,
Because
but
I'm
I
like,
refuse to
that
reward
is like
those two
one
with
of
a
the
championship
best.
for crippling their opponent.
It's so fucking
That
good,
could hardly
man.
be
Yeah.
sporting,
Oh,
would
Tomb
it?
Raider, Tomb Raider 1 to
Yeah.
3.
Oh, yeah.
Symphony of the
Faced
Night.
Christian
You know.
last week. Tonight, it's you versus
Well,
Edge.
actually,
You scouted both
movie
men,
tie-in
and our
game,
title
Buzz,
defense is
Toy Story
tomorrow
2
night
Buzz
at
Lightyear to the
Taboo
Rescue.
Tuesday.
Oh yeah,
You're
that's a
the
good
only
one.
one who can help us.
That's also a surprisingly good
All
game.
right, I'll do it.
You know, it's a game that I like,
There's
a
a
game
top
series
man.
I liked a lot
Thank
when I
you.
was younger, but when I
Eugene,
revisited in
You make
college,
sure
I
you
was like,
accompany
man,
him
these
to
games
ringside
did not
tonight.
age well.
Pay no attention to
the
that
Siphon Filter
scrubber Trish
series.
Stratus. Don't allow her to
Yeah,
distract
that's
you from
fair.
the match at hand.
They control like ass.
William Regal.
And I don't mean like say like you know how like Mega Man Legends controls funny, but you can get used to it, and once you get used to it, it's fine. It just doesn't really control good. And now Mega Man Legends 1 and 2, Tron Bonner ones, I would say, but like that can be a giant question mark because you know.
Per Metacritic, Ape Escape is ranked number 23 with an overall score of 90. Which, fair. I would honestly would put it higher, but you know, I would put it above like RE3. Even though I like Resident Evil, like 1, 2, and 3 really a lot, I think RE3 is like the weakest of them.
Yeah, I agree on that.
Also, I would put a lot of things above Parappa the Rapper. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I enjoy like I said, I enjoy Montgomery Lammy, but I wouldn't put like a lot of things. I wouldn't put over a whole lot of things. There's a lot of fighting games too, but that's a whole other thing. And
yeah, I also really didn't include like fighting games. Granted, according to this list, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 is the best rated
still is.
PS1 game of all time.
It's still like the best
yeah,
rated game
like,
of all time.
It's like 90. Yeah, 90. Oh, by user score, I should point out.
Uh,
oh wait, no, this is by This is by Metascore. Never mind.
It's by everything. Yeah. What's funny about that though was Breath of the Wild almost got towards it, but there were like 2 or 3 negative reviews for it, and Zelda fans got so fucking mad they fucking like doxed the reviewers for not giving it a perfect score.
He turned the tables on his opponent with that one.
Have I ever said I fucking hate Zelda fans?
But yeah. So I've been replaying Ape Escape, and now one of the things I appreciate it now a lot more is fucking Ape Escape has an amazing soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I absolutely love. I mean, all the music in general is good, but I still love like the main like theme, basically. You know,
Or maybe it's because
that's another thing. The Ape Escape soundtracks weren't as good after one.
he turned on them.
I don't think 2 or 3's music are nearly as good. Like they're not bad.
I don't have a strong memory, so it's hard to say. I think the main one I remember is like vaguely the Freaky Monkey 5 theme.
And if the ref doesn't see it, it's not illegal.
Oh, Spiffing Brett's going to do a live stream after Queen's died. That makes sense.
You're absolutely right, King.
But,
we see many superstars tap out to this very hole.
So I did get to watch Project Echo 2, like really last night before recording this. So I really like the first movie. The second one I like it, but it's definitely not as strong. Like Echo herself, the main character, is barely in the fucking movie. And like she doesn't even really fight. She runs around a robot, literally just one frame knocks out a bunch of guys, and that's it. There's like a gag character who literally gets to do more, and it kind of frustrated me.
I don't understand how these
Yeah, I cannot see why that would be.
Like I enjoyed it, but I would definitely watch 1 again over 2. It wasn't even nearly as chaotic as the original one was. It was just kind of weak, comparatively. Fun, but kind of weak.
With the way you slander him.
There's 2 more movies that haven't gotten re-released yet on Blu-ray that I'm waiting for.
This could be a mistake.
And I'll come back to this when they come out. And I've also been playing mainly at work on breaks. La Pucelle Ragnarok, which I mentioned earlier, which is great because that game. So that's one of the NIS company games, like the Disgaea people.
Oh, come on, JR. You're just talking
Actually, it was the game before Disgaea. No, it was because the main character actually shows up in Disgaea as an optional boss and incredible character. What's cool about it, for me at least, is that it was never so when it was originally released on PS2, it was heavily censored. Like crosses were taken out, anything that looked slightly Christian was taken out, and the entire scenes were removed from the game. So
yeah, that sounds about right.
So we got it uncut now finally, and also it's based on the PSP version, which adds like a whole ass other chapter to the game, which kind of brings it to Disgaea in a way.
Yeah, it was a thing. Yeah, I keep forgetting that sort of thing that happened, like that era where you get like re-releases onto handhelds of games and they get like bonus chapters or brand new elements. I remember like Mega Man Battle Net, like one of the Battle Networks that got released onto DS, got like a whole new thing, a whole new like bonus dungeon added in.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't think Persona 3 Portable actually added any new dungeons, but it added in the whole female protagonist.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's still pretty fun. It now makes my old PS2 copy pretty much obsolete, because I now have an uncensored fucking version of the game with more content, and the content that was missing from this version is, you know, restored. So, yeah, I might end up selling this version of the game, because I don't think I'll come back to it. It's not like, say, like, I kept my version of Vanilla Persona 4, because I don't like Mari, or Mari, or...
I think it's Mari.
The only benefit of Golden is it just has some better quality of life shit in it. But that fucking character, I fucking hate her. It was weird too, like when Golden, I know I've mentioned this before, but when Golden got released onto Steam and more people got to play it, and people who never played 4 before played it for the first time, and they're like, oh man, I like this Mary character. I love her, she's great. And I'm just like, she's fucking Poochie.
Well,
I mean, the same thing's happening with Street Fighter with their Poochie, with Luke, where
everything went
because he's broken, a lot of Street Fighter
Trish,
fans now
for
really
a moment,
like him.
I thought you were actually hurt.
Hey, I'm the WWE
yeah, well,
Women's
plus
Champion.
also, you know,
I'm tougher than I look. And if you boys stick with the plan,
Persona fans
you'll
haven't
be
played
the
Persona,
world's
so what does
tag
it matter?
team champions.
Well,
And
that's
we'll all be wearing gold when we meet
specifically
again.
5.
Yeah, now all we have to do is take
Which
that
the joke will become
Darcy
funnier
Gino
after
picture.
October when
It
it's
shouldn't
released
be
on
too
everything.
hard. I mean, he's not exactly a rocket scientist.
Yeah, well.
You know? I'd be surprised if he could lace up his own boots.
I'm actually wondering when we will get like
Ugly.
a hint of
Man, the
Persona
toughest
6.
part of the match will be having to look at him up close.
I didn't know there was new stuff for Pokemon, which has at least if I get the game, I already know which version I'm gonna get.
The one where you can actually ride it.
Are you okay?
Yes,
What? No, I'm
Yes,
getting the
thank
version
you.
where you
That's
can
very
have
sweet of
Tyranitar
you.
in, which is
but you
Scarlet.
don't have to apologize. It wasn't your fault.
I think that's the one that's the
Actually,
actual motorcycle, or is it not?
Eugene,
No, that's the one where it's just
Everyone's got to
running. The
apologize.
one with the
Lame.
motorcycles
It's
fly
me.
it. Yeah, but it's got
I'm
Tyranitar
sorry
in it.
I accidentally hurt William Regal 2
Trade
weeks
for
ago.
Tyrann-
Tyranitar.
I didn't realize he tapped out.
Well, what if
I didn't
I'd
expect
rather
him
have
to
my
give up
own
so
special
easily.
Tyranitar
Guess he's not as tough as I
with
thought
blackjack
he
and
was.
hookers? In fact, forget the blackjack and the hookers.
Yeah,
just
but
want
you know
Tyranitar.
who should be apologizing? Your so-called
Likeless.
friend for hitting poor Trish last night.
Yeah,
Is
but
that the kind of partner you
It's
want?
okay, I'm
Yeah,
Legless
but-
too, because I'm probably not going to get the
Is
game.
that the kind of person
Yeah,
you
but-
consider a friend?
I'm just saying.
Someone who hits girls
Actually,
from behind?
technically speaking, I know very little about competitive Pokemon, but
No.
Pita is actually good. So
I'd like to
that's
be your
something.
friend, Eugene.
My
Would you
favourite
like to be
Pokemon is also
friends
good.
with little old me?
Man, WWE storylines are great, where they have a character whose whole gimmick is
Good boy.
that he's mentally
Now come
challenged,
with me.
and
I've got
now
something to
a
discuss
lady is
with you.
basically seducing
I
him.
don't believe it. How could Trish even stand to be around that?
Yeah, well,
that Eugene?
This isn't on brand.
hardly the
though.
most-
She has a heart of gold, that's
I
for
was gonna
sure.
say hardly the
And
most
just
fucked up thing.
Oh no, we
in
talked about the literally more
wrestling.
fucked up shit last fucking video.
Yeah.
I can guarantee you that.
Like,
It's not even getting into the actual stuff that happened. Like, we did talk about that time when Lita was forced into having sex with Edge.
yeah, and she's in this game, by the way.
Yeah, I'm aware.
I know that primarily because I've seen her enough times in the loading screen. So, like, it's kind of hard for me not to remember, especially when she's, like, the only fucking redhead.
Mm.
So it's easy to remember where, like, I don't know which blonde this is.
Pretty interchangeable.
That's how I feel about most blondes, to be honest. That includes blonde men, by the way. They all look the same to me.
Racist.
In this case, I'll take it. Turbo Tuesday? Is it? Or does it say Turbo? Or did I just spell it? Hold on. I kind of like clicked it before actually reading it properly.
I've no earthly idea.
Let's see. Let me wait for the nameplate thing to pop up so I can read that properly.
And why he's not here to finish.
Oh, Taboo. I'm fucking stupid.
Well,
I prefer Turbo Tuesday.
That'll be the name of our own wrestling event. Turbo Tuesday. It's
He doesn't
Turbo.
love Turbo. He doesn't love Turbo Tuesday.
Man, I can't believe Sabo was fucking nabbed by the Wizard again.
Yeah, pick one. The Wizard, Ezra Miller. Maybe he's I have no idea. I don't know. He was literally like online.
Yeah,
just, like
he
within
was.
2 minutes. And mysteriously, I think he went to go and check out his fridges.
Gotta make sure he's got enough fridges in the
no
fridge.
kidding. This'll rearrange
Do you think he
your
puts mini fridges into his fridge?
I can believe it.
This is a classic.
That's what it
matchup,
feels
King.
like.
I'm so glad the WWE fans are getting
God.
a chance to see.
So, it's
Yeah,
certainly
I'm happy
fridge
that I
logic.
get to see it too, JR. I just wish they'd pick up the pace a little.
Oh no. This is
But,
classic old school
It's a
wrestling
shame because
at
we
its
can't
finest.
ask him on Ruby News if there is
You of
any.
all people should be
I
able
don't
to
think there is
appreciate
any.
that.
I think it's still just the animes coming out and
You're not trying to
But
say
not
that
getting
all
dubbed
Uh,
anymore because they're
Of
muttered.
course not, King.
you know, so whatever
Although
that
there was
whole
that
thing is.
rumor going around about your social security
It's
number.
baffling to me. Oh, I also played for the Destroy All Humans 2 remake.
Oh, nice. How'd they do with it?
Uh,
They fuck it up?
it's no, it's pretty good. There's like, a couple bugs, like most of it was like manageable. It was like a couple things with like cutscene dialogue being weird. The one that was pretty brutal was the game crashed during an autosave, so I actually lost my save file after I got to like as was sort of like halfway through Takashima,
And now a pin.
Damn.
This could be it.
which is pretty brutal to then have to go back because I was doing like all the side missions as well and the cult missions, you know. Other than that, like, no, it's fine. It's pretty good. They remixed a few things.
His opponent really is.
Like, all the dialogue is, I'm pretty sure, still the same original recordings from, you know, back in 2006, because it seems like it's all the same delivery and all the same lines.
Seen here tonight.
So there's a couple missions got reworked. At least one of the boss fights got changed a bit.
I know that, JR. I'm just
Mostly just so it's more of an actual boss fight instead of just shooting one random dude. And a couple of the side missions got made easier. Because I don't know how much of 2 you played.
I never really got to play 2.
This match is going to continue.
I only really got to play 1.
Completely.
So there was a side mission in 2 that involved like defending a tower for like, I think it was like 4 minutes, and it just took forever, and the enemies were so constant, and they were basically spawning, attacking the tower. And it was just fucking a nightmare mission, and that's been like cut in half. Time length wise, and the enemies don't seem nearly as aggressive. So There were a couple other missions I think that got slightly remixed, but overall it's like more or less the same game.
So
but with
basically
the
like
updated
some
visuals.
good quality of life kind of shit.
Oh yeah, there's also some quality of life. There's slight changes to like upgrade trees and things. I think like the saucer got the most amount of sort of rework overall, but still it's not like a huge difference. And yeah, they added in a what's called a skate feature, but it's basically like a faster movement, which the remake of 1 had as well. So I do actually recommend the sort of remakes of Destroy Humans 1 and 2.
I do have the remake of 1.
Yeah, it's pretty good, but of course it just has it suffers from the it does suffer from the overall problems of like 1 having, where 1 is kind of like almost a tech demo. If that makes sense.
A lot of the problems weren't quite ironed out yet, basically.
It's not even that, it's more that 1 has the kind of thing where it's not quite as streamlined overall, like structure-wise, and that it probably could have been, so a lot of it does feel like a very kind of samey, go here, do this. I kind of like
like modern
Assassin's Creed 1, even...
like modern open world games.
Yeah. Well, Destroy Humans 1 wasn't really open world. It was weird. Like, yeah. I just mean it was very kind of... The first game definitely had those issues, and 2 they made that a lot better by having a more sort of concise, concise running plot. One's plot is basically, alright, just go and ruin the humans for a while, and then here's the final boss.
Yeah, it was definitely more of like a mischief kind of game, you know what I mean? Like just kind of
yeah, and then
which is fine.
Yeah, and then 2. I'm not just I really I do like 1. I just think, but what is the kind of thing where it's almost sort of made significantly worse by 2 existing?
Right.
Then you play 2, and it's like, oh my god, 2's so good. It can be very hard to go back to 1. I say that. I tend to not have that problem going back to stuff like that, but I know it's definitely a problem that other people tend to have, so I am mindful of it, of like how, yeah, Destroy Humans 2 does just sort of make Destroy Humans 1 sort of irrelevant. And I do wonder if there will like do a remake of 3. Which, I mean, 3 definitely had problems.
I don't remember much about 3. I kind of forgot that it existed sometimes.
I mean, 3 had a number of issues that I'm kind of fuzzy on. Like, story-wise, it was okay. Writing-wise, it was more or less it was, you know, pretty good. But and I think a lot of it was like sort of gameplay, physics. Like they changed up how the gameplay worked. They changed how the physics worked. They changed up, and I think one of the sort of biggest problems it had in the it was a 360 game, but it was like that sort of early era of 360 like game where you had like Xbox Live and technically the ability to patch stuff, but nobody really did.
Oh, it's the same problem that like Mercenaries had.
Yeah, so it's like it's a game that has bugs, and there was no real method of fixing it at that point.
You sure don't, King. We've seen many a superstar tap out to this.
Which is kind of crazy to think about now, that there was even by the 360 era, they were still like, no, this is still fine. Like, I think Path of the Fuhrer just has a whole lot of, okay, yeah, the Teamworks would do it. Yeah, like this game was like needed more time to be polished, and unfortunately, it came out, didn't do too well in that, and coupled with the fact that THQ went super bankrupt, and then it just sort of come back, I guess.
So I was in another tag match, and you know how much I love those, especially when they're a handicap one. The AI once again decided to grab a bat, and I was like, okay, cool, I can end the match with a win. Hit me.
Hit me.
Go ahead.
Stop trying to hit me and hit me.
He did miss like 2 times.
Who are you fighting?
It was Edge and Christian again.
Yeah, I can understand. I can believe that they're morons.
So I was like, yeah, sure, go ahead, hit me with it. Let me get the win, because this is annoying, and the game won't let me target the guy who's not legal in the ring. Because what I wanted to do was just, you know, knock the one over, then just real quick choke the other guy out, and it wasn't letting me do it. So I was like, you know what? This is a nightmare, and then he grabs the bat, and I'm like, oh, good. Now you can just hand me a win, thanks. Stupid robot.
How does it feel, Coach? How does it feel? How do you think it feels?
I forgot that I gave the Wizard a really deep voice, and I thought it was funny.
It's all that mongoose blood.
Yeah.
I wonder if mongoose blood is like a natural steroid.
Maybe?
Will Vince McMahon get in trouble for his wrestlers juicing up on mongoose
Alright,
blood?
so, what is your reaction to Eugene Noel dropping the ball and not showing up for the tag match? Look, Eugene gets confused sometimes, and I'm sure he had good reason for not showing up. I know that what a tag team title means to him, and we'll win them back in Survivor Series. My reaction is that it doesn't take a brain surgeon to remember to come to the ring for a title defense. Eugene doesn't deserve to hold the tag titles. I'm not even sure that Eugene deserves to stay in Raw after tonight. Which do you think the mongoose blood should say? Now remember, Eugene
First
is...
one.
Yeah, I was gonna say Eugene is literally... Because that was his whole fucking gimmick. Because, of course it was. That he's mentally challenged. Taboo Tuesday. But, yeah, there hasn't really been a whole lot of... Other than, like, obviously the real life shit. There hasn't really been a whole lot of news on my front. Oh! Actually, no, I lied. There's two things. There's one thing we keep forgetting to talk about, and there's one thing before that that I want to mention. So Gundam Evolution did get its release date. It's going to be out by the time this video comes up on the 22nd.
Nice.
They're adding some new robots. I forgot one of them. They're adding another Zaku, because now they have the Melee Zaku. Should have been the Goof. It looks fun to play, though, the Zaku, but...
They can't add the goof, because it's no Zaku, boy. No Zaku!
That's why they should have. We have a Zaku, we didn't have a Goof.
No,
Eugene,
we have a
you
Zaku
must
2, we
understand.
don't have a
Edge,
Zaku
Christian
1.
and that troll of Trish Stratus are not your friends. They're trying to confuse you and take advantage of you.
The other one that I remember is the Unicorn Gundam,
Pretty. She wouldn't lie.
Yeah, makes sense.
which has its like machine.
I
Took your
don't pass
tag team title last week.
I guess
after they
since we talked about it, I did
convinced
watch
you
the
to show up for
prologue
match.
too, which from Mercury.
I did as well.
Sharing the
I think I watched it
titles
last
with
week.
them. Trish said they're my friends.
No, you were.
Oh no, I was going to. I watched it. Okay, yeah, I did watch it as well. So that's another
They're
thing.
not your friends. They've already heard.
It seems
and
interesting,
they
but I
will
kind
not
of need to
hesitate
see
to
a lot
let
more
either
of
of you
it
two as
to
well if you're not
go on
careful.
from this, because there's a whole lot of like
Look,
world building. I'm like,
I
okay,
got
but
a
why
no
though?
disqualification
Why
match
do we
against
hate
Christian
people who
tonight.
need to have like
I'm sure
robot
Edge is
limbs
going to be at
again?
ringside with him.
They'll probably
Well,
go
I think
into
I
it
need-
later.
I need you to
Yeah.
come down to the
Yeah,
ring.
as I said, it's fine as a prologue, and there's a lot of nice animation and
If you
parts in
don't,
it. But it's
they'll gang
definitely
up
one
on
of the world building is not like it's not really telling you
Do
much about the
you
world in of
understand?
itself. So it's kind of weird to watch.
Good boy,
It's one of those
Eugene.
things where I think it
Now
might be
you two
better
had better get
watching
ready.
it like halfway
I'm
through,
going to speak
rewatching it
with your
halfway
Uncle
through
Eric
the
about
show,
arranging a
or
tag
when the
title
show's like more
rematch at
properly
Survivor
out, then
Series.
sort of nowish where it's like everyone's just saying these things, and I'm like, but why though? Why do we hate people with
Boy, I'll
robot
tell you,
arms?
JR, Eugene's
Possibly.
about as dumb as a
But
bag of
I did
hammers.
like
I
it a
feel
lot
terrible for that
from what
poor
we did
young
to see.
man. I hope someone
I did like,
including him
like we said,
somehow.
the animation was really good. I do like the Gundam's design. I won't lie, there were I thought the kill count was going to be slightly lower. But then again, at least
I mean-
then again, at least one of them isn't on screen, so they might not be dead.
I figured the second we saw, the second we kind of saw who the obvious protagonist, but she's 5 years old here. I was like, yeah,
We knew her.
yeah, I
like,
think
like we
you're
knew
all-
her and the mom were going to be not dead.
yeah. I was just saying, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think everyone else is fucked.
So the only other one I thought might live was the blonde, because her design was had a little bit extra into it. So I was like, it looks like a main character design. Probably won't die. Dies. Oh, okay.
It's one of those
the old
things
lady
where,
might not be dead, so she
Who's
didn't die
coming out
on
all
screen.
by himself again, JR?
It's one of those things where I can 100% believe it's the kind of scenario where they've just got like a bunch of sort of semi-famous character designers slash manga artists like, hey, do you want to make this random character? Sure. Kind of like, you know how in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, all the like so many of the sort of special blades are like made by guest designers.
That's true.
Yeah. I think Chronicles 3 has a similar thing with its like heroes. A lot of them are made by guest designers, so I could believe it's the kind of thing of, hey, you want to just design a character for Gundam? Do I? Are they going to do anything? No. Excellent.
JR, just between you and me. He's got that submission hole locked in. He sure does, JR. He might make his opponent tap out right here.
But yeah, no, it looked good. I'm looking forward to the series.
The intensity
But,
of these superstars
yeah, we'll have
is
to see more
unbelievable.
about the other bits
No
of it.
doubt about that, King.
It's a shame Sabo's not here, because Sabo probably would have
Money's
watched it by
worth
now,
here
so we
tonight.
can't get... We'll have to wait until next time for
All's
his...
fair in love and war, JR.
You know,
And I
after
love it when this
done
guy
dealing
goes
with
to
Ed
war.
Miller.
Whoever said that cheaters never
If he's
prosper
alive.
certainly never saw this man in action. I can't believe he counted
The other thing that we keep forgetting to joke about is Frieza.
Oh yeah, Black Frieza.
Black Frieza.
Look at these superstars, JR. They
Why
absolutely refuse
why
to be
Black
intimidated by each
Frieza?
other.
There's a determined look in the eyes of these
Why?
competitors. No one's giving an inch.
Well, I hate to tell you this, Dan, but Toriyama doesn't have any new
What do you think of the match
ideas.
so far, JR?
I think these superstars
He's not had
really
new
want
ideas.
one element
He's
of
not
this
had
series
new
right
ideas for like 30 years at this point.
He's like, I can't think of a new villain, so I won't have them kill Frieza in the Broly movie, even though it makes no goddamn sense.
I know, we need a new villain. I'll bring back Frieza. Okay, but Frieza's been like horrendously outclassed already. Well, now he's Black Frieza.
Well, he did a
How?
push-up.
He trained.
He did a singular push-up.
Hey, it's just like how he got Golden Frieza. In just 6 months of training, he overcame fucking the power of being literal gods.
Well, you see, when Frieza decides he does a single
One of
push-up,
these superstars starts to build momentum.
there are a lot of jokes
Now-
on that because it is ridiculous when he comes back again with another form again.
Well, it's always the problem Dragon Ball has of power creep, right? Where, like, because of the way sort of power levels work and fights are basically, here's the strong guy, here's the stronger guy. Like, there's not really thought into technique or whatever. Like, the closest we got was hit, and even that still amounted to, well, Goku just has to be faster the time, and that means he's stronger, or not.
Because, yeah, like, basically, if I was to put it down, it's more like, fights are more like MMORPGs.
Same here, King. We expected a
I think the
solid
great
match.
comparison is think of like One Piece or JoJo or any kind of like battle series with big casts like that. How they work around it is to just give everyone like really kind of either different powers or completely different skill sets. So it's like, oh, here's a guy who can't be cut. Well, better send in a guy who doesn't use a sword but uses kicking, but kicks it really hard. Or here's a guy who can't be kicked really hard. Good thing we've got a guy who's got a sword. Hey, here's an electric guy. Good thing we've got a rubber man to fight him. You know,
That one's still...
that's how like. Well, you know,
Well, he's not rubber
when you
anymore,
remember
though.
that- Well,
He's
no, he's still
cartoon.
rubber. He's still rubber. He's just also a god or something. It's complicated. We'll see. I mean, let's be fair. One Piece was always toony. I don't think. Gear
You
5
know
was
what I
had-
mean.
I mean, it's one of those things where everyone got like weird now Gear 5, and it's like it's really not that different from what Luffy was doing before. But anyway, I just mean in that like series like JoJo and One Piece and other like sort of shonen battle stuff that have like characters that have
Hell,
like,
even My Hero.
yeah, all these things that have like cast of characters who fight. They all have like different powers or skill sets or things. So that's how you justify power crit or justify. Okay, so here's how they can keep up, or here's how they do this. Dragon Ball doesn't really have that. Dragon Ball has literally, I am the stronger guy. Well, I'm the stronger guy, and power-ups and transformations, things like that. And so that's how you get into problems like, okay, so we're going to do Tournament of Power. We need Roshi. Why? Like, Roshi's been outclassed since Dragon Ball.
What's even funnier about bringing Roshi in is that not only is he outclassed, but literally, I get it, like, haha, we like to shit on Yamcha, but Yamcha literally surpassed him decades ago.
And then in the show, Roshi still somehow did more than Tien.
Tien as a character is basically the equivalent of the guy who peaked in high school.
He even peaked in high school. He even peaked back then.
Because he was only good in his arc that introduced him. It was the only time he ever really did anything. Because he didn't even have Yamcha's role, which Yamcha then had to relinquish to Vegeta, the role of the Wharf. Which is something I love to bring up to people, and they always get mad.
Yamcha gave it to Piccolo first.
Piccolo got no. Piccolo didn't quite get it because Vegeta still took it faster. So Piccolo had it for maybe the Namek arc, because it was still Yamcha in the Saiyan arc.
I mean, it was basically anyone who wasn't Goku in the Saiyan arc. They all got their shit.
Yeah, but I mean, like, how he was used.
They just grew their own radixes. Okay? Oh, it turns out if you just actually tried with your training, you could like close the gaps, freeze the gaps between you and through a couple weeks. But yeah, so that's why Dragon Ball always has this problem when you get
I've got a present you can unwrap later tonight if you'll do me a little
Better.
favor.
We'll see.
It's not my birthday.
But
I know,
yeah,
silly.
Nope.
But it's gonna seem that way.
Will there be cake?
No,
But yeah,
Eugene.
Dragon Ball-
Nope.
And balloons?
No, that's not.
Even worse.
Eugene. Listen, Eugene. If you do exactly what I tell you tonight, you're
Hello.
coming back to my hotel room after the show. Do you
Hello?
understand?
But I like my room. It's got
Oh
all
God,
my
he's just
action
dead.
figures in it.
Eugene, listen. Ed has a match
He is
tonight against your
fucking
former
dead.
friend. I'm afraid he's gonna hurt Ed.
Well,
and
oh
then
no!
he'll
Oh
hurt
God!
me again.
Even more robot.
But you can help Edge. We need you to be the special referee.
And we're just gonna make our own theories. He's downloading all of the porn.
Special referee.
Referee? Like Dangerous Danny
Not just a little
Davis
bit of the
or
porn, all of
Earl
it.
Hebner's brother Dave.
And all that
That's right,
porn
Eugene.
downloading
I
is
know you
costing
do a
the
great
internet.
job for me tonight. Now go and get ready. Hurry up.
Kids, this is why you don't use uTorrent anymore. Remember, uTorrent is not your friend.
Holy
Do not
crap.
use
I
uTorrent.
thought I was gonna
There are
die.
better torrents out there.
No.
Not that I'm saying you should torrent.
how about now?
Oh, there he is.
I guess we'd better get ready for
But
your
yeah,
match.
as I was
Oh,
trying
boy.
to say, Dragon Ball just always had this problem of, well, how do we make characters relevant? Well, guess they just had to have off-screen training, and that makes them even stronger. And now they've caught
sorry,
up
bro.
with Goku, or
Trish and I
caught up with
have some
Vegeta,
more
or whatever.
planning to do.
So yeah, it's like
And then usually it
fruit.
like falls off really
Keep
fast.
yourself warm, Christian.
it'll fall off fast when the next big thing shows up. And we're
No,
like,
even
well,
before
yeah,
that,
Those
because like
pants warm,
you
Christian.
go so you the Saiyan Saga, like okay, cool, they can fight
You're not the
at
only one
Raditz
who come up
level.
with a plan, Trish.
Sort of. And then they just get they sit like and then they spend like 10 episodes getting mollywopped by Nappa, who then gets slapped by Goku. Then to be fair, then the actual like Vegeta fight took a team effort, which was the last time a team effort was in one of those fights. Well, actually no, Kid Buu technically. They had to hold him off while he did his spirit bomb. Oh god, he's robots again. Stop downloading the porn.
literally not. It's because there's a storm raging outside, I think.
Oh, okay. You know, we'll do one more match, and I think we'll call it since the storm is raging and you just sound like a robot. But yeah, because then we get to Namek. I mean, Namek has a lot of like, it's a lot of cat and mouse. That one.
Namek has a whole lot of stuff happening on it. Relentless stuff.
And then
Which is still on fucking Namek.
Actually, Android is probably a pretty egregious example of it. Because, like, Piccolo gets his up, because it was the first set of androids show up, Vegeta slaps them, and Goku's out of commission. Second set appear. They beat the living piss out of everyone. Piccolo's like, fuck it, I'll get an upgrade that can make me beat them. Piccolo gets his upgrade. Nope. Cell's here.
He didn't actually beat 17, they fought to a standstill.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's what I mean, like, it didn't really do anything, and then Cell shows up.
Then Cell time, and then Vegeta came back with his Super Vegeta. And to be fair, he would have won. He just chose not to.
Yeah, he would have won,
Literally.
but then he was like, stronger.
Cell was
It's in character though.
Cell's just like, I would kick your ass if I was perfect. And Vegeta's like, do it.
It is.
Do it.
It's very in character.
The Trunks is like, well, don't worry, I'm even stronger than my dad. Like, no, you aren't. Oh. And that's the last thing Trunks ever did.
That's not true, JR. I'm sure this arena is just full of edgeheads tonight.
But yeah, no, other things have done it better with giving the other characters something to do. Like, the only, like, side character who really does stuff in its utility is, like, Bulma.
He turned on them.
Yeah.
I think they do a pretty
But
good
that's,
job
I think
of
largely
making themselves heard.
that is also because Bulma's literally been in since day one.
Yeah.
So you kind of almost have to have her still be relevant because she's been. Like, you can't get rid of her. She's literally like she's, as I said, she's been in probably not every chapter, but significant amounts of Dragon Ball overall.
Even though she's not the first girl, she is the first girl. If you know what I mean.
She is the first girl, but she's not in the not in the traditional.
It's not. It's
protein
usually
way.
yeah. Usually the we talked about before that usually the winner, quote unquote, the one who gets the main character is the first girl who shows up on screen. And and Chi-Chi is only in like such a short amount of the show.
I mean, I'll say that is probably also because a lot of those are where that trope applies. There's a lot more stuff where it's where romance is emphasized, and Toriyama himself has said he can't write shit like that. He just, whatever. These characters, they're boning now.
He tried with Videl, and it wasn't even that. It wasn't even really bad, but then he just gave up because it's Toriyama and he's lazy.
Oh, really?
Basically.
Well then,
because
like
the whole like it was literally just that. It's just the man's lazy and goes for whatever's easier for him to do, which is something he's fully admitted.
You're also full of.
Don't tell it to Dragon Ball fans. They'll get really mad if you say that.
Well,
even though Toriyama himself has said that.
Well, I think it's very important to kind of keep in mind that Toriyama. It's not as if Toriyama started off wanting to do like the most popular and influential action manga of all time.
Oh yeah. It was originally like a one-shot gag.
He just wanted to do his funny gag stuff. That's the thing. He's a gag manga guy.
The closest I can say
does
to
the jokes.
The closest I can say to like actually even like when he did something innovative like time skip, because at the time it was innovative, was just because he was having trouble illustrating Goku fighting, so he wanted to make Goku taller because it was easier to illustrate.
How can you say that, JR? Watch out!
Which again, I can't fault him for, because that is a pain in the ass. But like when he did that risk, it was literally just because
JR, when I saw this match on paper,
it was
I
just
wasn't
easier
too sure
for him.
about it.
Like he's the guy who started this whole tournament art stuff, but that was because it was just easier to do a tournament for like fights and shit than it was to do like like a big storyline, and it also allowed you to just not draw backgrounds.
Yeah. Any excuse to not draw backgrounds.
which is why most of the fights are not anywhere populated.
Well, okay, let's be fair. Tournament stuff is actually probably more Kinnikuman.
No, apparently that was his is the one that popularized it.
I was going to say, because I would have thought Kinnikuman, considering how Kinnikuman was like super popular, and also, funnily enough, started off as mostly a gag,
It was also
unrelated
a
gag series.
It was a,
Which
it
then
was a, yeah, it was a parody
It
of
was a
superhero.
superhero. Yeah, it was like a superhero parody series, and it's like eventually, out of nowhere, it's like, okay, well, we'll do wrestling now.
Because also wrestling at the time was popular in Japan. I mean, it's always been popular in Japan. But, I mean, actually, that's even why like Dragon Ball moved towards where it was, because that stuff was just popular, and Toriyama moved it towards that because it was getting in the, it was raking in the money and the readership.
Well, I was just going to say, I think a lot of it was just people responding to the fact that it was a more actiony comic. But there was action, and it was like, well, I mean, I guess I'll just keep doing it. I guess I'll just keep doing this, so the gag stuff gets downplayed more and more and more until you get into, well, really the Z era is when it's like fully in to fight the strong guy. Okay, here's the stronger guy. Okay, now I'm the strongest guy.
Strong guy stuff kind of really starts more like when you get to King Piccolo. Because it wasn't even quite like that in TN's, to be fair.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I say it's like really Z that fully like codified.
I feel like King Piccolo is when it really turns into Z, even though that's not what it says on the box. At least it's just my point of view on it.
I don't know, because then you have like the whole stuff with Fortune Teller Baba, which is like the Fortune Teller Baba stuff, which is still a lot more Dragon Ball than Z.
Well, Fortune Teller Baba is before King Piccolo, because it's before the TN tournament.
I thought it was after.
No, it's right after Red Ribbon. Because basically he finished off Red Ribbon, and then he needs to get the last he needs to figure out where the last Dragon Ball is to revive Appa's dad. And the radar's not picking it up, so they had to go to Fortune Teller Baba to figure out its location. Which the answer was Pilaf had it in a box that the radar couldn't detect.
I had Pilaf design a box that could have been detected.
Don't look at me. And then TN tournament happens, then off screen at some point Pilaf finds King Piccolo and releases him from the pressure cooker, and then the rest kind of goes from there. But
and then at some point Toriyama's like, yeah, she's gonna be into this 8-year-old.
You know, I think that's a good place to leave off.
How old are you, miss? I'm 40. You just think, at a certain point, did Vince McMahon write parts of Dragon Ball?
You know, I think it's time to leave.